A smoke detector in your house is watching for exactly one thing to go wrong, using three completely different sensors, and it only takes one of them to trip before that alarm is screaming at you. Heat sensor crosses its threshold, alarm. Smoke sensor detects particles in the air, alarm, even if the temperature hasn't moved at all. Somebody presses the test button, alarm, regardless of what either sensor is reading. Notice what's not required here. It doesn't wait for two of the three to agree. It doesn't average them. The moment any single one of them trips, that's reason enough, immediately full stop. That's a completely different kind of question than the one we asked last episode, and today we build the circuit that asks it. Last time, with the AND gate, two transistors in series meant every single one had to agree before anything got through. Block one gate in the hallway, and the whole thing shuts down, no matter what the rest are doing. Today, same two transistors, completely different wiring, and now just one of them being on is enough. Here's the change. Take the same two transistors, but instead of wiring them one after another, wire them side by side. Both of their sources tied to the same point, both of their drains tied to the same point too. Current now has two separate paths it could take to get where it's going, not one long hallway with every gate required. Think of it like two doors leading into the same room, right next to each other. Quick guess, if one door's locked, does that stop you from getting in? It doesn't, obviously. You just use the other door. That's the entire idea. Open either one, and you're in the room. You never needed both. The transistors themselves haven't changed even slightly. Same threshold as always. Below it, no channel forms. Above it, current flows. What changed is only the wiring around them. Two independent doors instead of one locked hallway. 4 rows, same as always since we've still got two inputs. Both low, both doors shut, nothing gets through. First high, second low, that door's open, current flows, and it genuinely doesn't matter what the second transistor's doing back there. Second high, first low, same story, just the other door. Both high, both doors open, current still flows, obviously. Flip last episode's result upside down, and you've basically got this one. 3 rows said no, 1 said yes for AND. Here, 3 rows say yes, and only the 1 row where both inputs stayed low says no. Same honest gap as last time, by the way. This current isn't clean coming out the far end yet, not strong enough on its own to reliably drive whatever gate's next in line. Fixing that takes one more piece we're not building today. And it's exactly why real chips actually build the inverted version of this gate. NOR first and construct OR out of that 2 episodes from now. For today, just hold on to this. 2 transistors side by side, and current gets through the instant either one opens. Every gate gets a symbol, and ORs looks like a shield, curved on the back, coming to a point at the tip. 2 lines go in, 1 line comes out. No small circle at that tip, so same as AND, nothing here gets inverted. Remember last episode when I showed you that AND's truth table is secretly a multiplication table? OR has its own version of that trick, and it's addition. 0 plus 0 is 0. 0 plus 1, or 1 plus 0 is 1. 1 plus 1 should be 2, and strictly it is. But in this system there's no such thing as 2. There's only off and on, so anything 1 or higher just means on. That's why in Boolean algebra, OR gets written as a plus sign, A plus B. Either input alone is enough to push the total above 0. And, the times sign from before, needed everything multiplied together to survive. Multiply by 0 anywhere in the chain, and you kill the whole result. Code uses the exact same split, just with different symbols. A single bar or 2 side by side means OR. A single ampersand or 2 side by side means AND. You've probably written this one even more often than AND, because OR shows up everywhere permission gets granted instead of restricted. Weekend or a public holiday, skip work, no further questions asked. Password matches, or there's an admin override flag set on the account. Let them in. Either reason is enough on its own. Same 2 doors every time, just written as a sentence instead of soldered onto a circuit board. And this doesn't stop at 2 inputs either. Wire a 3rd transistor in, right alongside the first 2, and the rule doesn't change at all. Any single one of them being on is still enough. Go back to that smoke detector from the start of this episode. Heat sensor, smoke sensor, test button. That's 3 transistors in parallel, not 2, and the exact same logic. Any one of the three tripping is reason enough immediately for the alarm to go off. Nobody designed a smoke detector to wait for a majority vote before deciding your kitchen's on fire. So here's the actual choice you're making. Every time you reach for one of these two gates, reach for "and" when everything genuinely needs to check out before you proceed. Arming a security system, granting access to something sensitive. Reach for "or" when a single trigger is reason enough on its own. A warning light, an alarm, an emergency stop. Get that backwards, and you either lock people out who should be let in, or let something through that should have been stopped. Two gates now, both built straight out of transistors. One where everything has to agree, one where just one is enough. But neither is actually how real chips start. They start with the inverted versions, NAND and NOR, and build these two familiar gates out of those instead. Next time, why one gate, wired enough different ways, turns out to be all a chip really needs.